right. Hey Tarot friends, very exciting. I got a brand new deck. It has been on pre-order for months and months and months now. Let's turn it this way. Oh, is that how I want it? Let's see. Alright, so it's been on pre-order and I finally got it. Supernatural, Join the Hunt, Tarot Deck, and Guidebook. So this is, my son took off the plastic wrap for me, but I have not looked through the cards yet. So this is going to be first look, first thoughts, super, super, super excited for Supernatural. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh, let me real quick say hi to my chat viewers. If you're watching, feel free to say hi back. All right. Whoa, this is a really tight little fit. I said hi and one person left. Wow. Boo. Inside of the box, we have sort of glyphs. Sort of like glyphs or maybe it's Enochian. Who knows? Who knows? Could be Enochian. There's the cover. Here's the cover of our book, Supernatural, Join the Hunt, Tarot Guidebook, written by Minerva Siegel and art by Matthew Skiff. So I just want to say, from all of us Tarot Supernatural fans, thank you to Minerva and Matthew for whatever work, all the work you've done on this. Oh, okay, the backs are beautiful and they feel very smooth, satiny, and fantastic. So here's the cover of the book. Here's the back of the book. I don't want to go too much into the book because I don't really want to know. I don't want to see the card images. However, all right, so we do have like a page for each card, and we do not have multiple languages. So the entire book is in English. We have, we don't want to see the images, but that's our majors. So our majors have this little gray coloring or whatever. So these are the majors. So that kind of sets apart the majors, and then the minors. So before the majors, we have an introduction. You want to see the cards, right? Understanding your tarot deck. You don't want to look at the images. All right, just a little bit of information in the front of the book. And then in the back, this is nice. I just saw something to do with the spreads. Okay, so in the back, there's tarot readings. So I like this book so far. And I like the devil's trap there. So here's information about reading. How to care for your deck. Information. Methods for reading tarot. My voice went up. Methods. The spreads. So here we have the apple pie tarot spread. So we know Dean loves pie. The past, the apple pie, the obstacle, and the action. So I'm going to guess that the apple pie is the desired outcome. That would just be my guess. What will truly fulfill you? We have Lucifer's Cage tarot spread. So whatever else about the deck, I'm loving the spread so far. And of course, they can be applied to, you can use these with another deck. I do know that there are some fan-made decks available in the internet that are really nice, or at least one I've seen that's really nice. Team Free Will Tarot Spread, perfect. Okay, loving the tarot spreads. And then about the author, about the illustrator, and anti-possession tattoo, and that's it. So that looks pretty good. I like that so far. Here's our box. It's got the same things inside. So this is like folded, and I don't know if you can see this, but you can see like the white space on the inside. Not a huge deal, but not as luxe as some of the nicer boxes that I have, but it's just a box. Here's the back of the box if anyone's interested. Okay, so the backs are just, I love them, and they feel amazing. Okay, they're matte, no kind of gloss. They've got a good thickness about them. They're like almost metallic, but not quite. I don't know how to explain that. All right, so we're going to get into the cards. This is the best part, guys. Let's see. I don't know. It doesn't show me the timing, so whatever. The Fool. This deck, so instead of a Fool, we have the Fools. So we have both boys, and they're both the Fools. So that's pretty cool, pretty unique to have two people on the Fool card. Interestingly, they're the same height, which we know is not correct, but, that's okay, I suppose. Let's see if I can bring it up a little closer. It's not. Now, I can get a better image on my phone, but I can't do a live, and I just don't have any available space on my phone, so I'm kind of stuck. So, sorry it isn't as nice as I'd like it to be, but at some point, I'll probably do this again. At least I'm going to want to tell you how working with the deck is going as well. So these are the Fools. All right. The Magician, we have Mr. Chuck Shirley. No spoilers, no spoilers. If you know, you know. You know what I mean. So, try not to be too spoilery, but I have definitely seen the whole season, the whole 15 seasons, including the travesty that they call a finale. So, the High Priestess, of course, is Roweena, and looking just stunningly beautiful. I don't know if I got a bunch of cards back here on the wall. This was Easter box. I'm just wondering if I turn it up like this, if we'll get better lighting, I'll be able to see the images better. I feel like the answer maybe no, but I'm willing to experiment a little. And people are probably thinking, okay, I've seen the High Priestess. What's next? All right. Here we go. We have the Empress. I believe that is Mom. All right. That is Mary Winchester. Mary Winchester is the Empress. And these are beautiful. I mean, in person, they're really more beautiful than when I saw the images. I was like, meh. But I'm telling you, in person, they are really much more beautiful than what I expected. All right, the Emperor is Crowley. So, strange, slightly strange. I get it, but the Empress is their mom and the Emperor is Crowley. Wait, no, actually, that might be John. I think it's John. Wow. I think it's John. Yeah, it's John. I don't know why. It's clear now to me that it's John, but at first I thought it was Crowley. I think, it made sense for him to be the emperor, for him to be the king, All right. Ooh, the Hierophant is Billy. Love that. Love that sort of... I mean, you'd kind of think she'd be Death, right? She's the Reaper. Oh, that's too sad. The lovers are Jess and Sam. I feel like we're getting a little bit of glare on it. I don't know why. Because when I look at it, I don't see a glare. And when I look at it through my phone to see what I'm filming, I feel like there's a glare. The Chariot is none other than the Impala. I think I'm talking too much about each card. And we have Dean and we have Sam in the Impala. Strength is Benny. These are really gorgeous. And the red is kind of... Wow. It's not metallic, but it has a feeling like it is. Strength. And the Hermit, of course. Of course, you all know who that is. His name has just jumped right out of my head. Jim Beaver plays him. So, Bobby, of course. Bobby. I don't know why I couldn't think of Bobby's name. Right. So for the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Rabbit's Foot is the Wheel of Fortune. Very, very good because it was good luck and it was bad luck as well. Justice. Officer. I know her name. Donna. Deputy or Sheriff. Sheriff Donna. Sheriff Donna Hanscom. But Sheriff Donna, of course. All right, the Hanged Man is our beautiful Castielle. If you don't love Castielle, and I mean not like, but love Castielle, just go away. That's how strongly I feel about this. If you don't love Castielle, don't even watch my video anymore. Just unsubscribe. Just go on with your bad self. That's a terrible attitude for a tarot channel person to have, but you must love Castielle. It's not optional. Sorry. Death. We have the original Death. I believe that is the original Death. Fantastic. With that red shadowing behind him. Gorgeous. Love it. This deck a little bit reminds me of my Tarot of the Vampires. I don't think it's necessarily... I don't know what it is about it, but something about it reminds me of it. Temperance. Is that Jody? All right, that's Sheriff Jody Mills. All right. It doesn't look like Jody. It's the first card that really, to me, does not look like who it's supposed to be. Figured it must be Jody because she's the sheriff and she has short hair and she's a woman. To me, that doesn't look like Jody, but Jody is Temperance. That makes sense. The Devil. Okay, so the Devil, that's our Lucifer. But again, that doesn't look like Lucifer. It doesn't look like Mark, the actor who plays Lucifer. maybe a little. Not. To me, that's a little bit lacking as far as the depiction. But I mean, as far as using it as a card, I think it's gonna work. The Tower is Amara. Wow. Yeah. What's funny is Kali is often depicted as the Tower in tarot decks, to the point where it's like almost overused. But when Amara first appeared, I remember thinking that she was very parallel to Kali. Now, they already had a Kali in the show, of course, but whoops, sorry. But Amara has big bad Kali energy to me, so who I love. Oh, the star is Jack. Jack is hope. It's perfect for Jack. It's perfect. The moon, trickery, the trickster, perfect. The sun, oh, that is our Miss Charlie Bradbury, I believe. I'm gonna look. It looks, I'm pretty sure it's her. It's got a lot of Hermione vibe. Which, of course, she would love. So yes, it is Charlie. A little bit doesn't look like her, but it kind of does. Also, I'm looking at them, down at them at a different angle, because I'm trying to give the camera the best angle. So, all right, Judgment. Our half brother, who we forgot about and left in the cage. Good times. So, all right, this is the Archangel Michael is the Judgment, but of course he's in. Again, words I know fail me sometimes. He's in the body of the other brother. What the heck is his name? I know you guys know, so put it down in the comments if you know the name of the other Winchester brother. I'm looking at these and they look like they're green, but they're not. They're blue and they're gorgeous. There, I can see the blueness of them. They just look green down here. All right, Judgment. The world is simply the view from the Impala. Amazing. Okay. King of Bones. All right, so Bones. I would think that Bones would be Pentacles. But they're hardly ever the very first suit. It's possible Bones are meant to be Wands because they're talking about creativity. And Wands generally are the first suit. It'd be nice if... It'd be really, really nice if there was something here that just said the suit correspondences. Okay, here we go. The suit of Bones corresponds to the element of fire. So these are wands, okay? Cards in the suit represent ideas, inspiration, passion, and ambition. Our pentagram, our earth suit is pentagrams. Easy peasy. Our air suit is blades. And our water suit is goblets. So Bones, I don't really quite understand Bones. It's fine. I feel like Wands would have also been fine. I just don't feel like Bones sticks out to me as being terribly specific to the show. So anyway, this, of course, is Metatron, the writer. And here we have the Queen of Bones. And I don't know who she is, and the book doesn't say. She's just a random Queen of Bones. I'm not a fan of that. Anyone have any idea who they think that could be? This just says the Queen of Bones is an ambitious, alluring leader who gets what she wants. She loves attention and gets it. Whether you find yourself fighting the Winchesters or facing a more mundane battle, use ingenuity and determination to see you through victory. This does not name the Queen of Bones as a character. The Knight of Bones. Knight of Bones. This is Eileen. She's the Knight of Bones. I had to look that up to know that that was Eileen. Page of Bones is fantastic. This is Claire Novak. Love Claire Novak. I love her. She is fantastic. She is tops in the secondary characters. Okay. Ace of Bones is a bone on fire. So, yeah, I know they salt and burn bones. So, there we have Ace of Bones. Well, I guess it makes sense because it is the fire. I get it now. It's the fire suit and they burn bones. All right, sure. So, okay. These are pippish, aren't they? Two of Bones. Okay, some of them are more pippish than others. The Three of Bones, we actually have sort of an image. This is Eve, the mother of all monsters. Okay. This is the Four of Bones. Back into Pipland. It's weird that they switch back and forth. I suppose it's okay. This is Zachariah for Five of Bones. Yeah, fives are trouble, and Zachariah is definitely trouble. Zachariah is probably just one of the characters I hate the most. There's nothing redeemable or likable about Zachariah, in my opinion. Six of Bones. Oh, that's Ash. I didn't realize that at first. They really prettied Ash up. I thought he was a girl for a second. That's Ash. Seven of Bones indicates you're experiencing fierce competition. Perhaps you're battling a rival for a common goal, or perhaps someone in your life is envious of you and looking to usurp your position. This tarot card advises you to bear down and stand your ground. Perseverance and determination will help you come out on top. I feel like they really could have come up with an image for that. So I don't. Yeah, it feels like they did some and then they skipped some. That's really what it feels like. Eight of Bones. Is this a new trend? I see it in some of these like entertainment decks. Like make up your mind if you're gonna do a pip deck or a scenic pip deck, you know? I don't understand this. Yeah, I don't understand that. I think I still love the deck so far. But I feel like those cards are just not, they're just incomplete cards. So here's the 9. This is the Archangel Raphael. And it says the Archangel Raphael fiercely fights to become the new ruler of heaven after Michael's defeat. A traditionalist, he sees the position as his right. 9 of Bones advises you to defend and protect what's yours, which sounds so much like the 7 of Bones that I read. Don't let others come between you and your goals. It's time to get clear on your boundaries and stick to them. Okay. Right? Yeah, 9 does emphasize the boundary. 10 of Bones, more Castielle. Can't ever get too much Castielle, so no problem with that. After helping the Winchesters prevent the apocalypse, Castielle finds himself in the precarious position of trying to secretly collaborate with both the brothers and Crowley. So this is when he's sitting on the bench and he's telling his story, and it really becomes way too much of a burden for him. So honestly, that's a perfect 10 of Wands card, or 10 of Bones. King of Pentacles, perfect. Oh, instead of pentacles, we have pentagrams, which makes sense. Crowley is a slick, power-hungry demon who's always game for a striking good deal. I was thinking about it today, and I'm thinking Crowley is probably the real hero of the show. He's the most honorable. He's the only, okay, so he's completely evil, but when he makes a deal, he sticks to it. Then what made me think of that, I think, was because the brothers conjured a crossroads demon for information, and it was Snooky. And then they indicated, they didn't really show it because they played it for comedy, but they indicated that they were going to they were going to exorcise her. They were doing an exorcism on her. And she's like, an exorcism? Really? We had a deal. So, and there have been plenty of times where they make a promise and don't keep it, like all the time, and they're supposed to be our heroes. And Crowley has the famous, this is hell, we have integrity, or something like that. He makes deals, he may be very tricky with them, but he will always uphold his deal. And other demons that don't, he gets very upset with that. So he's pretty much the most honorable character, as crazy as that is. The Queen of Pentagrams is Anael. Wow, that's crazy. So that's one of the angels that came to Earth, fell to Earth later on, and is played by Jensen's wife, real life wife. The Knight of Pentacles, Azazel, also known as the Yellow-Eyed Demon, and he is a Prince of Hell. Page of Pentagrams, Ed and Harry. I don't know for sure what I think about them being Page of Pentagrams. What? This doesn't make sense to me that I'm holding this picture in front of. Okay, I guess that's better. Sorry that my pictures have probably been cut off. The Page of Pentacles tarot card represents the beginning of a new business venture. Ed and Harry turn their passion for paranormal investigation into a new business by starting the show Ghost Phasers. Alright, I guess that makes sense. Ace of Pentagrams. See, now this is a way to do a pip, okay? It's pippish, but it's, it's... Let me see what it says. The Ace of Pentagrams represents professional opportunities, new beginnings related to the home, and positive changes in your finances. So none of this really has anything to do with the anti-possession tattoo, so I changed my mind. I mean, it looks great, but there's no real connection that I can see. 2 pentagrams. So this is Henry Winchester, our first man of letter, I think, that we're introduced to. They did some really unfortunate things with the men of letters, so, I mean, I feel like a lot of... Personally, I love the storyline with him, but I feel like the introduction of the bunker, I don't know, it just really changed the show more than anything else once they got the bunker. And I want to be happy that they got a home base, but it really, really changes the show. Definitely changed it, stopped being a road show. I mean, they still went on the road, but they didn't have to. In the same way, I guess it's good, but they didn't really explore it in the end how they should have, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm talking about this card. Basically with Sam. Okay, spoiler alert. With ending with the bunker being sort of abandoned rather than put to use, was really quite disappointing. And it was really weird when I tuned in to... You used to be able to watch the show if you didn't watch it in order, you could still know what was going on because, there are 2 guys on the road. But I tuned into season 9 or not 9, some season I tuned in, and the bunker was full of people. It was so confusing. So just stuff got really weird after they got the bunker. Sorry, that's just my own side rant. Oh my gosh, hi Hecate. Hecate's Crossing. I don't know why I didn't realize you were commenting. Saw you online, been talking to my daughter. Oh, hi to you, hi to your daughter. Thanks for coming and saying hi. Yeah, overall the deck is pretty great. A couple of the cards just really meh, Crowley has integrity with his word dealing with the guys. I agree. He does. He has the most integrity of anybody. I mean, even God does not have integrity. No, nobody seems to. Amara, Amara's a little bit of a mess, but I do just love her. All right, 3 of Pentacles. Pentagrams. I'm probably just going to call them Pentacles throughout my life's work with this deck. It looks like they might be spray painted or drawn with salt. Whatever. 4 Pentacles. All right, so the 3 of Pentagrams is about teamwork and collaboration. Are you kind of going to tell me they couldn't come up with any image from the show? to demonstrate that. Okay. 4 of pentagrams represents physical and financial security. So here we have an image of a person. Oh, it's Bella. Okay. It says way down here in the reverse, Bella Talbot is a skilled con artist. Yeah, I wouldn't have used her for 4. I would have maybe used her on the swords, the 7 of swords or something. Just looking down here to see, Crowley has integrity. Some other cards made me think about it. Yeah. Some of them are just like, huh? Okay, so here we just have the same copy design. It's kind of all right. And then they decided to do something different and make it shiny, which honestly that looks pretty damn cool, in my opinion. 6 is about balance and flow. And you can kind of think of it like a river between the 2 banks, kind of. That's how I've had it explained before, because the Marseille this is what the 6 does line up like this. And so you have the balance and the flow, blah, blah, blah. Reminding you to be charitable. It's just like, okay, this has nothing to do with supernatural, that's just the 6 of Pentacles, or pentagrams, okay. It's, yeah. It to say your name now that you're here and I'm on. Is it just Hecate's Crossing, or well, I guess some people pronounce Hecate different ways. Hecate. In my head, I say Hecate a lot. Oh, Paula. Hey, Paula. Hey, Paula. Bet you never heard that before, right? 7 of Pentacles. Ooh. Arthur Ketch, who I hated, but he is a good-looking man. Yeah. An expert is psychopathic assassin. Yeah. I hate Arthur Ketch. Some people say he redeemed himself. Me, not so much. 7. So, let's see. Kept his eye on the long. 7 is a reminder to remember your long game. Yeah, okay. What else? 8 is Joe Harvelle. Joe's great. I like Joe. A lot of fans really hate Joe for whatever reason. I don't hate Joe. The only person I really hate is, I hate Arthur Ketch. And I hate that angel I mentioned earlier. Zachariah. Don't hate Joe. Kind of love her. Kind of love Joe. So the 8 of Pentagrams suggests you embrace Joe's strong-willed spirit and find your own career path. Don't let the naysayers hold you back. Follow your passions and see where they lead. Okay. Let me see. 9 of Pentagrams. Woo. These are written out a little darker than the other ones. I'm feeling so much attitude towards these pentagram cards. 10 of Pentagrams. Okay, Lisa and Ben. Oh, okay, tell Mom I said hi. She's like, and this girl, this woman, you don't know her. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's see. All right, Ben and Lisa are the 10 of Pentagrams. That makes sense because they give Dean, like, the home, the family life, you know. Yeah. Alright, so that makes sense. It's the only pentagram card I appear to not have an attitude about. King of Blades. Perfect, of course. Kane. Oh, that was quick. Is Mom watching with you? Alright, so Kane, of course, killed his brother Abel, and he's got the stupid blade. What's the blade called? But yeah, that makes sense that he's the king of blades. Yeah, somebody must know. Paula, do you know? Why can't I think of the name of the blade that he carries? All right, Queen of Blades, Naomi. Oh, she is awful. She is the worst female on there of all. Naomi is the worst. Hate Naomi. And then they try to. Oh, you got a cloth from Tarot Oracle, like a reading cloth. I know it's weird that I can't remember the name of the blade. Because I know it. It's just silly. Naomi is okay. So in later seasons, they kind of have to work with her or whatever, and I'm just like, no, burn her with fire. Kiwi fruits on your reading cloth. So Queen of Blades, I guess she fits for some people view the Queen of Blades as basically a cold-hearted bitch. So they say it represents an intelligent, independent, protective figure. But Naomi fits my description better. The Knight of Blades, Abaddon. Now I was going to say Abaddon is a demon, and I like her way more than Naomi. I love Abaddon. She's so beautiful. I love Abaddon. She's beautiful, and she's hot, but she's also just beautiful. I just love her. No, it didn't say. It just said blade, and I know that there's a specific name for it. Abaddon's wearing a shirt that says "The devil made me do it." I wonder if that's the shirt that she stole from the girl in the shop. I love Abaddon. She's great. She could have, they could have redeemed her, brought her back. Yeah. I'd be like, okay, we can forgive her. Page of Blades. Kevin Tran. Man, that doesn't look like Kevin to me. Ish. Kevin was one, they killed him off for no reason, but then he had a lot of good stories still as Ghost. So I guess that's pretty cool. His mom had better be in here somewhere. Mrs. Tran was too awesome. They should never have killed her off. They created so many characters that this is why fan fiction's great, because Mrs. Tran she'd have been a better spinoff than the Chicago one. The Chicago one, you could tell in the episode, it just didn't even feel like supernatural. It really wasn't a true spinoff. They're just trying to cram it in there, It didn't have any supernatural. Okay, here's the Ace of Blades. This is the first blade. Is that what it was called? The first blade? I thought it had another name. I know it's the Mark of Cain. Maybe it's just the first blade. Alright, so the first blade is the Ace of Blades. 2 of Blades is 2 Angel Blades. Meh. Well, Hecate or Paula, I refuse to accept the finale, or that they're dead. So, I definitely don't want to see that journey through the afterworld. Also, if they have any adventures, it kind of ruins the whole having peace when they're done. So it'll either be boring or it'll ruin the point of them having peace. But I want them to bring it back and show that was a projection of the future. They've had many of those. It could any way they want to do it, but basically a false projection or a trick. I feel like it was a trick, that they got Chuck's ending and that Chuck pretended to lose. That's kind of how I feel. Yeah, I have thoughts. So I do hope they bring it back eventually and undo the terrible finale. All right, so 3 of Blades. 3 of Blades, Madison. I love Madison. Oh, yeah, she's a perfect 3 of Hearts. I love Madison. The Madison love scenes, to say it politely, with Sam. I'm a Dean girl, but I was a Sam girl just for a minute with Madison. So, like that. Yeah, it is a very good representation of the 3 of Hearts. It is totally heartbreaking. Let's see. It could be about resurrect. Yeah, they need to bring those boys back. But they need to do it in a way. They need to like undo it. It could be Cass's dream in the empty, which, by the way, they need to go to the empty and get Cass the hell out of there. Or it could be anybody's kind of dream or vision, like whatever, because it can't have all that time pass and then resurrect them. It's got to be like, no, that really didn't happen. It was a trick. It could be a djinn. It could be anything. Anything. Just tell me that didn't happen. A lot of people are on that page with me. 4 of Blades. Just shows some of the blades. So like, they could have showed this from inside the trunk. That would have been probably cooler, showing it from inside a baby's trunk. What else? Ultimately, the TV show was amazing, and at the same time, so full of disappointments that the deck is the perfect representation of that. Yes, so many questions left. I have things to say about that. 5 of Blades is Meg. Oh, love Meg. I wonder, it'd be kind of cool if they used like new and old Meg and Ruby. But we'll see if that happens. So Meg, and I'm a Destiel fan, but I also love Megstiel. I really do. Yeah. So Hecate's Crossing, so many possibilities, many paths that could have been taken. It was sad when it was finished, left with so many questions. Jensen has said that season 15, episode 19 was like the season finale, and then episode 20 was the series finale. And, I didn't really understand totally what he meant when he said that. But now I do. Episode 19. At the end of 19, I was expecting more answers to the things that were all brought up in 19, from 20. But 20 doesn't answer the questions. Like, they're done with the season. 20 you could take out and put like at the end of almost any season, and it would be pretty much the same. And it could take place anytime. So it kind of lets go of all that and just, it doesn't wrap up any questions. It just wraps up the whole season. Questions I did not have were what's going to happen for the rest of these people's lives. But I'm still very bitter. All right, Meg. 5 of Blades. I guess so. 6 of Blades. Very, very fancy. 6 of Blades. My most popular video is not a tarot video. It's a supernatural video. Ooh. People are fighting on it every single day. And I just recorded. This is 7 of Blades. Ruby. Okay. Late or second Ruby. 7 of Blades. Okay, so 7 of Blades, I think that is so she did Trick. Okay, so yeah, that, I guess she works as a 7 of Blades for that. Look at this gorgeous card. Constance Welsh is a ghost who gets men to drive her to her former house. She is from the very first episode. She is the woman in white, 8 of Blades. Crazy. Oh my gosh. Could be an amazing Oracle deck. Yeah. As an Oracle deck, it'd be awesome. Because you wouldn't have to fit the imagery into a specific frame of like tarot. So Alistair is the 9 of Blades, and oh yeah, he is terrible. So he's Nightmares, 9 of Blades, being the nightmare card. Yeah, he fits there. I also really hated him, but a little bit more love to hate than Zachariah. Zachariah is I just hate him. I think Zachariah was also on Supernatural, and I kind of hated him there too. I think he was one of the cleaners, which I hated that whole story. Mine. Oh my gosh. As an intuitive oracle, it would be awesome for sure. Probably on makeplayingcards.com or something, a fan we could make it for ourselves. Because I guess if we had the right equipment to do some photo manipulation, in my head, I know it could be done. I don't know how. I wouldn't know how to do it at this. I guess I could teach myself, and then, it'd be like copyright issues, so you couldn't really sell it, but you could definitely make one for yourself. Easy peasy. Easy. And so, 15 seasons, you'd have 8 gazillion cards. It would be like my hold on, I gotta do something. It would be like my Aurosoma tarot, which I have not done a video on, and has all of these cards. I should probably do a video. There's like a trillion cards for the Orosoma. There's every card, and then every card is in like twice, I think, because let me look at the table of contents. So you have the major arcana outward, and then the minor arcana, and then ascended masters cards, and then you have the minor arcana continued, and the major arcana return journey, and then there's archangel cards. So yeah, the Orosoma is like, I can't figure out how you would read with this Orosoma, with this ginormous deck. I'm totally off topic. I haven't used them. I ordered them. I wanted them, and they became available secondhand, and they were fairly expensive. But like, it's just so hard to even get them. Do you use Orosoma? They have the bottles. They have the bottle backs. Some of the cards have bottle backs. I'm totally off topic, but heck, you know? And then some of the cards have plain blue backs. So, I don't know tons about it. I do have a book. About the creator, like her life story type of book, and then I have this book that comes with it. So yeah, one of these days I should probably do a walkthrough of the Orosoma. But I mean, ever since I first saw them, they're so beautiful, and they're just even more amazing in real life. Right. Oh, you have like a session for someone to read Orosoma cards for you? That sounds fascinating. Anyway, so it just made me think, yeah, I feel like if someone wanted to make a supernatural oracle deck, that they could have this many cards, or like even twice as many. Just, you could have an endless supply of tarot decks. So it did make me think of my Orosoma. I feel like with the Orosoma, you could probably take out all the extra cards and just use them as regular, or you could I don't know, I don't know how you're supposed to use them, really. I just really wanted to have them. So I'm sure there's different things you could do with the Orosoma if the full deck is just too overwhelming. Or, like, I read with multiple decks all the time, so you could probably divide it into several decks and then do it that way. It's getting chilly because I turned cold air on in my house. So I'll be right back. I'm going to adjust my heat. Alright, I'm back. So, Nine of Blades was Alistair. How we said it? Alistair. My ex wanted to name our child Alistair, and I was like, absolutely not. I think it's raining or snowing because I hear sound like maybe rain hitting the window. You'll have to do a video or something and show us that cloth. Where are you, Paula? You must be on the other side of the world if you're moving into the winter months. We're just getting into spring. Okay. Anybody want to see these cards? Ten of Blades is Adam Mulligan. That's his name, Adam. Life is filled with painful twists of fate. Okay, so this is Adam and Sam falling into the pit and going into the cage as the Ten of Blades. Well, that makes sense. That's a good Ten of Swords. Oh, New Zealand, the most beautiful place in the world. At least if the Lord of the Rings is any indication. All right, now we're into goblets. Again, that makes me think of Harry Potter. Oh my gosh. King of Goblets is the alpha vampire. So me and my oldest son decided to watch Vampire Diaries together, and we're watching, and then one day this guy shows up, and he's not even a vampire on the show. I'm like, he's the alpha vampire. And my son is like, what are you talking about? Yeah, he plays Bonnie's dad. And oh my gosh, his voice is so distinctive, man. King of Goblets. That makes sense. Queen of Goblets is Ellen. I like Ellen. I like her. The actress, maybe. She's not that nice with me. But we won't even go into that. Yeah, we're gonna watch the Vampire Diaries. He wants to watch the originals. He wanted to watch it concurrently because, like, when the originals came out, and I'm like, no, I just want to watch one at a time. And we're also supposed to be watching The Witcher. But we only watched... And there's hardly any episodes, so we really should just finish it. Knight of Goblets. So we have Garth. Garth took me a little while to warm up to. But Garth is Garth. He is a sweetheart. Oh my gosh, he was so annoying with those sock puppets. I thought the kid was going to punch him, but she thought it was great. Yeah, so we watched The Witcher for a little while, and I said, he sounds like Batman, and Brian's like, well, but he's actually Superman, and I was like, and then I looked it up to see who played him, because I didn't get what he was saying at all, and I was like, what? I did not know that was him, and then today I found out that he's British, and I was like, no, I did not know that Superman was English and not American. I didn't watch The Irregulars. Shadow and Bones I haven't watched yet, but it looks good. Page of Goblets. Becky. I always kind of liked her because she's funny, and even though she has some kind of horrible things, and she was like, and a lot of people hate her because she's a representation of the fans, but like in a really sort of negative way. And some fans felt really insulted by her, I guess, and really, she is a Looney Tune, that's true. But she kind of gets out of that in the later seasons, but, some people, I guess, felt really quite attacked by her character. Like, oh, they're making fun of the fans. But, I mean, they make fun of themselves all the time. And for me, I didn't have that kind of negative reaction. She is. And people do forget, but she writes Wincest. She writes Wincest fanfic. Kim Manners was one of the early producers, directors, something. He loved Wincest. He loved like finding it online, and he definitely baked it into the show. So, you know, love or hate Wincest, you can't say it doesn't exist. It's there. Anyway, we won't get into that too much. Ace of Goblets. Ooh, see, I love that. But it's so backwards. The Ace of Goblets represents an overflowing of positive feelings, often the warm and happy beginnings of a new relationship or friendship. This is literally a bowl of blood from someone's throat being cut. So how does that relate to the meaning of the card? You are getting the other box set of U.S. Supernatural Tarot. Yeah, I love it. I love the imagery, but I don't know how it relates. Like the meaning doesn't really fit, but it's pretty cool. You might want to send me a link to that other box set. Yeah, that'd be cool. 2 of Goblets. Bobby and Rufus. All right, that's cute. I like that. That's cute. Oh, fancy 3 of Goblets. Eye roll, massive eye roll. 4 of Goblets. I mean, 3 of Goblets is one that we mostly all know, but still. New beginnings to an emotional start for the Ace of Cups, right? Okay, so what is this? Donatello. Donatello, man. So 4 of Goblets is Donatello. It says, after Donatello loses his soul, he loses his joy to vivre. His lack of a moral compass makes him apathetic and uncaring. That's another character I never liked at all. I never liked Donatello, and I don't know if other people did, but the characters on the show seem to like him, and I don't know if fans liked him, but I do, however, like this picture of him carrying the bucket of chicken. That's perfect. 5 of Goblets. Gabriel. Now, that's a handsome man. Let me tell you. That Gabriel is a looker. They should have had him on more. They should have used that actor more. I'm telling you. He kind of reminds me of the country singer that they pick. I don't like his music, but he's good looking. Blake Shelton. He sort of reminds me of Blake Shelton. Looks wise. I think Blake Shelton is beautiful. And I think he's a beautiful singer, and I hate his songs, but like when he does a cover, it's beautiful. But anyway, back to Gabriel. Gabriel is also beautiful. They really should have utilized the actor a little more. And really kind of explore the character a little more. They could have probably done more with the character. Oh, exciting 6 of Goblets. What else? Exciting 7 of Goblets. 8 of Goblets is Anna Milton, who is an angel. Okay, so Anna, was that the one that was going to be a love interest for Dean, but people really didn't like her, so they wrote her off? Gave most of her story off to Cass? I think so. I don't know her very well. I don't recall her that well. And there's some other stuff from early seasons that I don't recall. That other fans remember. There was a Cassie that was a great love of Dean's life, apparently. Ooh, a spiral. Whoops, I flipped that upside down. Okay, the nine of goblets, exciting. And 10 of goblets. And this is our last. Perfect. This is perfect. This is our last card. It's just like the last episode. It's so disappointing. It's just like the finale. I was so upset with the finale. I got up after the finale. I'm pretty sure I stomped around and kicked things, or at least I wanted to. And then how I felt about it, I looked up a GIF or something, or a video. I looked up a video of Dandy Mott from American Horror Story slamming into everything and yelling, "I hate it," for like 5 minutes straight, which is a super long time when you actually watch it. And I was like, this is how I feel about the finale of Supernatural. And it's just Dandy Mott screaming, "I hate it," jumping up and down, banging against the car. I hate it, 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 I hate it. It's exactly how I felt. I hated it. It felt so cheated in every way. I felt like, I got videos. I'm very unhappy in them. I know, right? So I was super excited, and they said it was going to be a 2-hour episode, but then they really didn't do that. They did a 1-hour episode, and I guess it was shorter than a normal episode. And the other hour was a retrospective thing, which wasn't that interesting because I actually saw a bunch of the clips of it online. I thought they were something else. I didn't realize they were from that episode, or I wouldn't have probably watched them. And so there was like this retrospective, which was kind of cool, but it would have been really cool for this show to actually have a 2-hour long finale of like this really incredible episode. But instead they had this, and it was like the story itself was boring. It was so bleak. They had lost everybody, and they didn't show us or indicate to us really in hardly any way at all that I mean, we were told at the end of the season episode before that Jack brought everybody back, but then we didn't see anybody or have anybody mentioned. There was a mention that somebody said to call them, but that doesn't mean that she said it after she came back. She could have said it before. I mean, it left me feeling like everybody was still gone, even if they weren't gone. It felt like they were gone. And I felt like they brought up so many questions in the last 3 episodes that they could have done 3 more seasons answering those questions. But they just chose to ignore every single one of them. And I fully expected, as I think a lot of people did, that they were going to go into go find Cass, go rescue Cass. And they just were like, Cass is gone. Oh, well, whatever. We know where he's at. He's escaped from there before. And so is Jack, but meh. There's nothing we can do. Like, what the heck? So here, let me see if I can just set this up like this. Like so. Maybe not. I don't know if it'll work. Just tired of holding this boring card, but I want to keep it focused on the boring card because it's how I feel about the finale. It's just super fitting. And they like just didn't do any of it, and they didn't. Season 10 is like, or season 15 is like, it gets bleaker and bleaker and bleaker and bleaker, and you are expecting at some point that it's going to get better, and then it just never does. And that it's and spoiler alert, if anyone hasn't seen it that's trying to rewatch this, don't watch anymore because I'm spoiling the end. Them being reunited in heaven doesn't make anything better for me. Nothing. I watched Walker. I watched the first episode and it was okay. And I was kind of interested because I do think Jared's a really good actor. And so, I watched it. But everything he did with his face was like just a lot of time. All the faces that he would make were like Sam faces. I just kept thinking that's a Sam face. That's a Sam expression. I don't know. But I thought it was okay. And I just didn't watch it anymore. But I'm glad if it got a little better. Also, I'm getting tired. Some fans are really crazy about their wives. Like, really love their wives. I think they're honestly, I think they're overcompensating because they want to be their wives. I feel like, no, you don't really love their wives. Their wives are married to them and you want to be, but I'm not that crazy for their wives. Either one of them, really. I don't know. Let's see. You can, yeah, I think that the thing is, I can't only see him as Sam because I do watch him on, so I watch him on Gilmore Girls. And at first I'm like, oh, I forgot he's on here. And it's like, oh, that's Sam for like 1 second. And then I completely forget he's Sam. And he's Dean. Because he's Dean on the Gilmore Girls. And like, he's Dean. He's just different. And he didn't, for me, like distinguish himself enough as a different character. All the ways that he would like wrinkle his nose or whatever, just they all just screamed Sam to me. I did like his partner, and I knew her from. I had to look her up. Oh, she was on General Hospital, which is like my other favorite show. For a brief time, playing a character, she was a recast of a character, and they actually brought back the original person who played her as a teenager. And so I didn't love her as the recast, but I do like her. I did like her on Walker. Are you talking about Richard Dean Anderson as MacGyver? Or new MacGyver? So I was saying my most popular video is a supernatural video. I just recorded a clip because I wanted it for myself. After the finale, I rewatched and I couldn't even do tarot for a long time. I haven't seen the new younger MacGyver. I couldn't even do any tarot videos for the longest time. I couldn't do anything. I was like depressed for about 3 months after the show ended. Not because it was over, but the way that it ended. It really, it was not good. Anyway, so when I was rewatching, there was just things that would jump out at me all the time, like, this is why the finale's wrong. This is why the finale's wrong. This is why the finale's wrong. And so I would like record clips, and one of them I recorded was too long, so Facebook or YouTube like took it off. But anyway, so I don't know if you're a Castielle fan, if you ship Dean and Cass, but I do. So when Cass comes back and they go back to life, and they the cowboy one, what's it called? The episode is named after the movie, I think. Anyway, there's a scene that's shot from inside the closet, and Sam is like, you're really excited to have, you've been feeling like really, Dean was like suicidal before that. He had no happiness. So he was like, yeah, you're like feeling a lot better now. And he sounds to me, like he's sort of fishing for like Dean to open up about his emotions. And he's like, yeah, well, I told you we needed a big win, and we got Cass back, and that's a pretty big win. And he's jumping onto the skin with happiness. And Sam's like, yeah, okay. Sure, bro. Sure. And he kind of smiles and he shuts the closet doors, and that's the end of the scene. So I posted that, and it says, and when I watched it, there's this look on his face that isn't captured very well in my recording, but so it's posted as Sam realizes that Dean is madly in love with Cass, and it's gotten more views than anything I've done in tarot. It's gotten so many views, and people are arguing about it, and I'm just like, if you don't ship them, if you don't like other people shipping them, because people want to explain why we're wrong to think that, and I'm like, just, this video is not for you, then just don't watch it. But they keep coming to it, and like posting more comments, but it's giving me more views. It's crazy. It's I will tell you. I will check right now, and I will tell you that OMG, 86,000 views. Sam realizes that Dean is totally in love with Cass. A 44-second clip, and it has 86,000 views in 4 months. My most popular tarot is 3 hand-drawn tarot cards that I made, and I never made any more. Homemade tarot cards has 1.4 thousand views, and this one has 86,000 views. Yeah. And then the live stream I did the other night where I was doing readings only has 89 views. And then I also posted Dean singing Camptown Races, because that just cracked me up when I saw that. That's a 59-second video. That has 528 videos. But Sam realizes that Dean is totally in love with Cass. Apparently is a good clickbait title, because it's insane. I think someone did accuse me of it being clickbait, and I'm like, no, I believe it. So yeah, the 10 of Cups, and the deck ends. A beautiful deck ends in a disappointing way. Perfect for supernatural. So I started to watch Arrow. And I only saw like the first video. Or the first episode. I don't know why, it's just really hard to get into new things because I watch a lot. I rewatch Supernatural a lot. I'm trying to because when I found out it was ending, I binged it over about 4 months' time, watched the entire series nonstop. So I watched it so super fast that I missed a lot of things. So there's a lot of rewatching, and then there's Vampire Diaries and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which I hardly ever get to, and General Hospital, which there's a new one every day, so that's, keeping up on that. And then I watched a few episodes of The Witcher. I think we watched 3. And there's only 6 or 7. By the way, the first episode of The Witcher was super hard to watch. And then I finally turned on subtitles, and that helped so much because so much of what they're saying is places and words that are kind of made up for the show, like place names, people names, etc., etc. And it's you have to give it a lot of focus. But first episode, I absolutely needed the subtitles, and then other episodes I need them sometimes. But it helps so much because I think the first episode is a rough one. Honestly, it's a little too much going on, and all the other episodes are a lot lighter and have humor, and it's episode 1 was watching a lot of exposition, and so much political of what was going on and everything, and all that's hard to follow because I guess it was a book before and it was video games before, so there's people who knew what all this stuff was, but me as a new person coming in, I didn't at all. And Henry Cavill, I was watching videos of him today, and he liked it from the video game, so he's a big video game nerd. Supernatural, I have discovered, watching Supernatural with subtitles, sometimes it bugs me, but it's really good to do because when they have a song that's in the background that you're not even paying that much attention to, they'll show you some of the words and you'll get how it connects with the scene, whereas before it only worked on your subconscious. Or today I was watching, and I didn't watch it with subtitles, but Crowley was it was after they got him on the human blood, and he was basically an addict. And it's this episode where he said, "You don't know what it's like to be human." And then they just stare at him like, "You dummy." But so at the end of the scene where he's totally showing that he's an addict for human blood, they play this song, and I'm like, "What is this?" So I asked Google, and Google told me I wanted to know just because it had a sound like an old, a 70s. Sounded like it was from the 70s. And it was super, I was like, this is cool groove. It sounds like it's from the 70s. What is it? So it was from the 70s, and the song was called Heroin, and it was aha. It just went so well, but I didn't have the knowledge of the song, and I didn't really know what, So, sometimes, such a babble, such a rabble. Have a great night. It is 1:15 in the morning here. I'm about to say goodnight anyway, so. Yeah. So you put the subtitles on, and then also just sometimes a couple of other things will just kind of pop out at you in a different way when it's on subtitles. So it's good, especially if you watched it a billion times, to sometimes watch it with subtitles, because you just pick up on different things. And another thing I noticed is, like, if if you watch a scene and you like kind of rewind it and rewatch it like 10 times in a row, then things will come out at you too. Like little real short scenes or parts of scenes. You're like, wow, that just happened. How did I never notice that? So, yeah. All right, so good night, Paula. And good night, Facebook. It is time for me to get some sleep. And I think I'm going to maybe look through these cards for my own pleasure for a little while before going to sleep. And yeah, this is a lengthy little video. So, you guys have a great night. Until next time, be well. And also, I'm supposed to say, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe for more great tarot content. And don't forget to give a thumbs up. Thanks. Be well.